The sources mention these like elaborate rituals he creates around eating the chalk.
Rituals, like what?
Well, get this, he would only eat the chalk during a full moon. Like he was convinced it like amplified the chalk's essence, and it gets weirder. He'd use crushed chalk to draw these crazy symbols on his bedroom floor. Thought they were like messages from, a higher power.
So it's not even about the physical act of eating chalk anymore. It's like he needs it to, I don't know, mean something, to connect to something bigger than himself.
Exactly. And honestly, that's something you see a lot with addiction, with compulsion. When people feel out of control, they look for it in, well, unhealthy ways. Neil's chalk god, I mean, as out there as it sounds, it was his way of making sense of a world that felt, chaotic. Like he didn't matter.
It's kind of tragic when you think about it. This deep longing for something he's missing. Makes you wonder, was there any chance to, like, intervene? To help Neil before it spiraled so far?
Yeah, there are a few moments where it seemed like maybe, just maybe, someone could have stepped in. There's mention of a teacher, seemed concerned about Neil, noticed he was acting stranger, plus all that chalk dust, right?
But nothing happened?
Nope. Looks like the teacher, probably already swamped with kids, just figured, oh, Neil's a little off, Classic case of a cry for help disguised as just being a little weird.
What about his parents? They had to have noticed, right?
Oh, they noticed. All right. The reports describe this, well, disastrous attempt at an intervention. Picture this. Neil's parents, stiff as boards, sitting him down at the kitchen table. And on the table, a box of baking soda. Like their idea of a safe alternative.
Oh, no. I can only imagine how well that went over.
Yeah, not great. Neil, who already didn't trust his parents to, actually get him, saw this as proof that they were just trying to control him. He shut down, retreated further into his little world of chalk and rituals. The only place he felt like he belonged, I guess.
So yeah, it's like this chance to help, it just goes nowhere.
Yeah.
And Neil's even more convinced that nobody gets him, that eating chalk, as messed up as it is like the only way he can exist,
And it's like from there, everything just gets, I don't know, sadder. He disappears further and further away from like any sort of normal life.
So what does that even look like? What's Neil's day-to-day at this point?
So picture this. Neil's in his late 20s now. Clothes are a mess. His teeth, they're like visibly worn down from all the chalk. He's basically a ghost, just appearing in art supply stores, mumbling to himself about calcium purity and the wisdom of the chalk god. It's really something.
I bet people are more creeped out than concerned at this point. Like, what do you even do with that?
Right. Imagine being the cashier when this guy tries to pay for his art supplies with like a baggie of crushed up chalk, or the janitor who finds him like passed out in a pile of chalk dust in some empty school, talking to himself about geometry and the apocalypse.